Hello, and welcome to Book 4, Chapter 9 of You Should Be Reading. This week, I'd like to talk to you about The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. Now, this is a book that I had no idea what was waiting for me. I just saw a new book by Terry Pratchett and some guy named Stephen Baxter, who I've never read before. Kind of interested to check this out. Let's see what the back has to say. The back has to say something kind of interesting, and it was enough to make me pick it up. Now, what it's about is you have a wonderful, wonderful little thing. Yes. It is a book about dimensions, parallel dimensions. You have on Earth, the Earth we know, in like 2015, a cop ends up finding a device in the burned out remains of a house of an inventor. And it is actually, one moment, it is actually this, as you can see right here. Now this particular, it's basically a box with some wiring hooked up to a potato, which is the battery, and it has a switch on the top. And the switch has off, east, and west. Those are the only settings on this switch. Now, the potato is the power source for this box with a switch on it. And the only thing it does is when you click it one way, or east or west, you take a step east or west into another dimension of Earth. In the same place that you were, just a different Earth. Earth that may or may not be colonized already. Nobody knows. So not only does she find this, but someone posts this up on the internet, and a whole bunch of people decide to build these particular boxes and end up stepping over. And then you have a young boy by the name of Joshua, I believe. Where is it? Joshua Valenti? Joshua Valiente, I think. Yes, Joshua Valiente, I believe is his name. He is somebody that's kind of famous for something that happens early on in the book. But he has the ability to step to other dimensions without the use of the box. He's a natural stepper. And what happens is this entire book just goes about showing how the world is affected when people are stepping into other dimensions and deciding to just leave Earth, go buy a whole bunch of stuff, step over and bring it with them, and go to another dimension to live. Away from paying taxes, away from this, away from that, and how the governments are reacting to this, how people who actually have problems stepping over, because not everyone can step over and remain healthy. So there are people who have problems where you get the Earth, just people leaving the Earth, and you have a reincarnated monk that was reincarnated into a soda machine. I wish I was kidding about that, but he was literally reincarnated into a soda machine and has a robotic body now. Him and Joshua get on this big blimp and start stepping across dimensions, heading in one direction as far as they can go. This is only the first book. There are 3 other books as well. I believe The Long War, I believe it's called. Is it listed? No. I believe it's called The Long War. Yep. And then you've got The Long Mars and The Long Utopia, where it continues the story as what's going on. So it's really interesting, and it's got Terry Pratchett's usual flavor of dry humor and insightful political things. But it's not as humorous as some of his books. There's definitely some serious undertones going on here where you deal with the events happening back home, terrorist organizations, and so on. It's it's a fascinating read, um, but it's got just enough humor and just enough sly, subtle commentary to keep you interested, keep you motivated in reading. So if you haven't read The Long Earth yet, it is a book that I would highly recommend. Um, I don't want to get too far into it because there's a lot of things that happen that don't seem really relevant, but can be. It's very strange and very interesting. I would definitely check it out. And this particular book has made me interested enough to check out some of Stephen Baxter's work on his own. So if you've read Terry Pratchett and you like him, you haven't read any Stephen Baxter, check out The Long Earth, because if you like what you see here, you might want to check out his other works as well. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. But I'm going to leave this little video here. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well, if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. Usually try and get at least one video a week, if not more. I've been managing the more quite a bit well recently, so good on me there. And throw a comment in the comment section. Have you read The Long Earth? Have you read anything by Stephen Baxter? If so, what would you recommend I check out? And if you haven't read Terry Pratchett, why not? Why not? Go out and find something by him. He is an amazing author, one of the all-time great wordsmiths. So yes, until next time, remember, you should be reading The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. And I'll see you next time.